Today on Metal Mastermind, we're reviewing another studio plugin, and this time it's actually a free metal amp simulator called Amped Roots. Man, that's kind of a tongue twister. Amped Roots. And it's the 5034 Fluff amp. Now, the Amped Roots simulator is created by ML Sound Lab, and it was created in collaboration with Bruce Fluff. Now, Fluff, of course, you probably already know who this dude is. He's like an extremely famous YouTuber in the guitar community. We'd like to give you our take on this amp, and we're gonna let you hear what it sounds like by itself and also in the full mix. But first, let's do a quick rundown on the features of Amped Roots. Alright, so here is the interface of the Amped Roots amp. Now, the first thing you'll notice up at the top left here, you'll see where it says 5034 Fluff. This is the free version here. If you click on this though, you've actually got some more options. You've got 3 other amps. However, if you try to choose one of them, you're going to be directed to buy the license. So this 5034 Fluff amp, this is just a little taste of what you'll get with the entire suite of amps which you have to purchase. Now, next we've got several presets. I have gone through all these presets. I'm not gonna play them all for you. I'm just gonna give you a tone that I came up with. But to be honest, all these presets, I don't wanna say they sound the same, but they sound extremely similar. And that's because this amp is just a very basic metal amp. It is designed to be able to just turn it on, or pull it up in this case rather, and just start playing. So yeah, you can tweak the EQ, and we're about to get into all that, and you can get some different tones out of it. However, the amp itself does have its own distinct tone. Again, it's designed to be very simple for you just to plug in and start playing. Now, we also have a pedal board over here. Let's show you that. You've got a noise gate, which you do need. This amp does respond like a real tube amp, which is awesome. So you do need a noise gate if you're playing high gain. And of course, this is a high gain amp. You can turn the gain down on this amp, by the way, but you're not gonna get a clean tone, if that makes sense. Okay, so next you have a drive. Now, some will say you really don't need the overdrive here with this amp. I kind of feel like you do, and it's just my personal preference. I'll show you what it sounds like. I'll let you hear what it sounds like with and without the overdrive, and of course you can be the judge of that. You also have a reverb, which is kind of cool. We got a reverb pedal that comes with the free version here. The reverb, the thing I don't know if it's plugged in before the amp or if it's plugged in through the effects loop. I'm not sure about that. I would think that the paid version of this suite of amps here, you would be able to assign it either before the amp or into the effects loop. So now let's take a look at the EQ down here at the bottom. You've got your gain, and you've got all the settings you would expect, your low, mids, highs, presence, volume, all that good stuff. And again, it's really easy to just plug in and just modify a few of the settings on the EQ and get a great tone like immediately. So that's the beauty of this amp. It's very simple, but it actually sounds really good. Now, the other thing here, the cabinet I want to bring up real quick before we listen to the tones, is you're kind of stuck with whatever it comes with for the free version. I don't know about the paid version. I would assume that you can use more cabs and mics and that sort of thing. However, you do have the ability to turn the cab off here, and then if you want to use another IR with this, you can do that. Now it's time to hear what Amped Roots sounds like. So first, I'm going to let you hear it just by itself. Now, quick note on the tone you just heard, which I shared that in the screenshots just now, and I'll share them again when we get to the full mix. I started out with the high noon setting, which everything was straight up, there's no effects turned on, and I just made my own tweaks to my liking. And of course I turned on the noise gate, and I also turned on the overdrive pedal. And again, I'll share those settings in the full mix that you're about to hear right now. So what are the things Ken and I like about this amp? Well, for one, it's extremely simple. It's just a basic interface. Everything is nicely laid out. The pedal board is nicely laid out as well. Everything's just kind of easy to work with. The second thing is you don't have to spend half a day trying to get a good tone. There's minimal tweaking that you need to do. This amp sounds like what the amp sounds like. Seriously, I mean, you can make adjustments on the EQ and all that stuff, but you still got kind of that same underlying tone from this amp, which is a really nice metal tone in our opinion here on Metal Mastermind. A lot of amp sims, even paid versions and premium versions, a lot of amp sims, man, you have to just tweak and tweak and tweak, and it's like, okay, finally after 2 hours, I've got a decent tone. Not with this amp, so we're really impressed by that. What would we change? Now again, this is the free version. However, we would like to see some features for changing cabinets, or at least being able to move a mic around just to get some different tones in that regard. However, again, you can turn the cabinet off and you can pull in one of your IRs if you want to do that. Now again, the Amped Roots is a suite of amps. The 5034 Fluff is the free version that comes with that. So they're giving you a little taste here before you dive in. In fact, we encourage you to watch Fluff's video on this amp sim, the 5034 Fluff. We'll put the link up here for you to go check that out. And hey, drop us a comment and let us know what you think about the 5034 Fluff tones that you just heard from this free amp sim. And even better, if you've already downloaded this free amp sim and have played through it, we'd love to know your thoughts on that as well. So leave a comment. Guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. And Ken and I go live once a week here on Metal Mastermind. We share just a ton of awesome content, bringing you the most value possible as a metal musician. So make sure your notifications are turned on so you'll get that notification. Also, there's a link in the description of this video where you can get our free Ultimate Home Studio Guide. So grab your copy of that. Again, that link is in the description. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and keep those horns up.